The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Glory to you, Lord. Jesus spoke to his disciples. There will be signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, and on the earth distress among nations, confused by the roaring of the sea and the waves. Excuse me. People will faint from fear and foreboding of what is coming upon the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Now, when these things begin to take place, stand up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. Be on guard so that your hearts are not weighed down with dissipation and drunkenness and the worries of this life, and that day catch you unexpectedly like a trap. For it will come upon all who live on the face of the whole earth. Be alert at all times, praying that you may have the strength to escape all these things that will take place and to stand before the Son of Man. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Dear brothers and sisters, today marks the beginning of a new liturgical year. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the chaos of the world, longing for a moment of peace amidst the storm? As we enter this holy season of Advent, the season of expectation and preparation for the coming of the Lord and his kingdom of peace, we are invited to pause and reflect on the profound peace that God promises us, even in the midst of distress. In our first reading of today, from the prophecy of Jeremiah, we hear the Lord's promise. I will fulfill the promise I made to the house of Israel and the house of Judah. This promise speaks to the hope that God will bring forth, that he will bring forth righteousness and justice through a Savior, Jesus Christ. Jeremiah reminds us that even when circumstances seem so difficult, God's faithfulness will prevail, and we can trust in his divine plan. Saint Teresa of Avila once said, prayer is an act of love. This reminds us that in our times of distress, turning to God in prayer not only brings us closer to him, but also cultivates a peace that transcends our understanding. In prayer, we find the strength to face the challenges rooted in the unwavering love of God, the love that Christ has for us, that he had to surrender his life for our own salvation. In the second reading from the letter to the Thessalonians, St. Paul encourages us to increase and abound in love for one another. This love is a source of peace, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. We are not alone. God is with us. St. Paul urges us to live in a way that pleases God, fostering a community of support during challenging times. When we share our burdens with one another, we experience the peace of Christ in our midst. Finally, in the Gospel, according to Luke, Jesus speaks of signs that will precede his coming, urging us to remain vigilant. Vigilant. So amid the turmoil, he calls us to lift our heads, for our redemption draws near. This message is particularly relevant today, while we may face anxieties and uncertainties. The anxieties about the changing world. A lot of people have been saying, oh, this shows that the end is near. When almost everything is being changed. The ideas we have, morality is almost changed. When people can think that they have the right to eliminate the life of others anytime, forgetting that life is sacred. From conception until natural death, no one has the right to kill anyone. So, Jesus invites us to find peace in his presence, reminding us that we are part of his unfolding story. No matter the situation we may find ourselves, even in this confusion. Somebody can now change from being a man and becomes a woman. Change from being a woman and then becomes a man. Just causing confusion. And the society seems to accept it. I begin to wonder, after all, it is the society that decides that we drive on the road. We have to drive right instead of left. Somebody may say, okay, I'm free, so I should be driving left instead of right. Oh yes, and what will that be? It will bring confusion, a lot of killings and death. Since it's my right, it's my body, I can do what I like. You can also say, it's my right also to drive. If I like, I drive left. If I like, I drive right. No, that is wrong. But in spite of all that, we should not lose hope. We should not lose hope. We should have hope, because the peace of God is coming. So as we embark on this Advent journey, as pilgrims of hope, that's the choice of the theme for the Jubilee year, pilgrims of hope. So as pilgrims of hope, let us carry some important or key lessons from the readings of today. And the number one is hope in God's promises. God has promised us that no matter what, he is with us. So trust that, like the Israelites, we too can rely on God's faithfulness. His promise are our anchor in times of confusion, in times of distress. Second point, the power of community. The power of community. Being together, trusting one another, working together helps us. So lean on one another in love. Building a supportive community helps us find peace in shared burdens and joys. Number 3, stay vigilant. That is the essence of the Advent, vigilance. Preparing. Don't allow anything to take you up by surprise. Be vigilant. So in our daily lives, let us remain watchful and prayerful, ready to embrace the peace that Christ offers amid uncertainties. In this Advent season, my dear people of God, let us open our hearts to peace. That peace that comes from waiting in hope and in prayer. May we find solace in knowing that God is with us, guiding us towards the light of his love and peace. Amen.